Morning, Chicago, Northwest Indiana. We are in the building with the legendary, iconic Raphael Saadiq.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to Chicago.
Yes, glad to be in Chicago.
I think you brought the cold because, like, every time we have somebody come in town, it just gets colder.
I can't take responsibility for that.
So, what's the weather like where you from? Because
It's 80 degrees.
Oh, I shouldn't have asked that.
It's
question.
80 degrees in Cali right now. It's 80 degrees, but I haven't been home in like a month, and I toured Europe for a month, and it was really cold there, and everywhere I've toured this circle this month has been cold. So I don't really like winter tours. I think this is the last winter tour that I'm doing. I'm only touring in the summer if I ever tour.
Oh wow,
That's too much.
It must be nice.
Too much, yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about this new album, Jimmy Lee. I love it. When I first heard it, I was trying to figure out what is that song? The something keeps calling.
Something keeps calling. Yeah. Well, Jimmy Lee is about my older brothers. We're 14 years apart, and Jimmy was a heroin addict. He died at the age of like 42. And I decided to make an album about drug addiction, about addiction. You know, so many people in my family suffer from drug addiction, and it just kind of happened. I just said, you know what? I've made all these records about, you know, these love songs and all these different things. I sort of want to be the type of artist that can talk about a lot of different things. I don't want to be caught up in just talking about one thing. You know, as artists, sometimes we get caught up in that. And my brother, we were really close. We were really, really close. And he was the type of guy that would, you know, drop off a dog to me, you know, and my mother would take the dog and put the dog in the back seat, in the trunk, and drop the dog off at the park. We had this little funny history, me and my brother. So I just thought about it one day, and I said, I should make a record about Jimmy Lee, because I felt like everyone, you know, has a Jimmy Lee in their lives, and something keeps calling means, you know, something keeps calling you, and a chemical gets a hold to you. You don't know in the beginning what it's going to be like. It's just like us, you know, me trying to stop eating bread. I just kind of related to that. Or if I try to stop eating sugar for 10 days, it's just calling me, you know, some brownies, some chocolate croissant, some cookie. And, you know, when I figured out that I couldn't stop eating bread or sugar for like 10 days, and I start thinking about, wow, you know, when you tell people when somebody's on drugs in your family, you say you should stop.
Right.
Like, you can't even stop.
Exactly.
And then I started, you know, playing with these little ideas in my head and said, let me make a record about, you know, drug addiction, because we also losing a lot of young artists, musicians, rappers, and, you know, it has no name on it, no black or white or Latino, whatever you are. It's just it's a worldwide epidemic, and I felt like my contribution back to people who supported me musically, I felt like I should give them something back and not try to make this entire album about, you know, trying to have a huge, successful record. Just wanted to make something I can give back to the community. It's going to be good. It's funny, when I came here this morning, when I saw that it was 16 degrees outside.
Stop cursing at us.
I told Draper, I was like, man, I was almost like, I don't think I'm leaving that. I'm not leaving the building. I'm not leaving the building. I'm like, when I first started with the Tonys, you know, when you've never done radio before, right? So,
right.
And somebody called you and you're on tour, and they go, you got to go to a morning show. I'm like, morning show? I'm like, my fans don't listen to my records. My fans are not the morning show people. I was making up all kind of excuses. I didn't know how important morning radio was at the time. So I was like, in my mind, I was like, my fans don't listen to morning radio. It's early. Nobody's up early in the morning. They were looking at me like Michael Johnson was.
Yeah, your fans love you in Chicago, and they're all tuned in right now.
Morning radio. I know now.
Radio. And
that's because that's an excuse you make when you're a kid. You just start making up stuff in your head like, my fans don't listen to morning radio.
We love you on morning radio. And everybody, if you are out there, tonight he's going to be at the Vic Theater. 3145 North Sheffield Avenue. And we are live on our 106.3 Facebook page. So please join us for the conversation at 106.3 Chicago. We're going to talk more with Raphael Saadiq. And you know what? Before you leave, I got to get one of those moves that you do in your video. We got to do a dance move together. Can you promise that?
No more.
You got to.
The moves are over.
Just one little move, two-step.
Those moves are done. I don't do no more of those moves. Those moves have left the building.
All right. So one question, though. Do you like being an artist versus being writer, producer?
I actually love them all. I love them all just the same. But I do love, I will say I love being at home now and working on music.
Okay.
More, I like to visit people. I like to accumulate a lot of music and then go out and then see the people in the summer.
you keep on saying, well, thank you so much for coming out in the winter.
Thank you for having me.
I feel special.
Chicago, you have to do it. I mean, Chicago is the place, if you're going to see some people, it doesn't matter how cold it is. You have to come to Chicago.
Well, you came dressed, right?
Well, I have like 4 or 5 layers.
So
3 pairs of sweatpants. I'm good.
You came prepared, but in all honesty, it seems as
feels
though
great, though.
Mother Nature only gives us this cold when we got company.
It's nice here. You know what I like here in the winter, if I don't have to be here all the time? And but the summer is amazing.
Yes, it is.
It's amazing.
Have you hit any staples in Chicago yet? Like, what places are you going to get some of my food?
Yeah.
Chicken, Harold's?
I there's probably so many new. I love food, so I just got to figure out the new places.
Okay, all right. Raphael Saadiq is in the building, people. Tune in. We are live on the 106.3 Chicago Facebook page. On the other side, let's get into Monica, your inspiration, of course. And you have a new single out with Rick Ross.
I saw that, yeah.
Did you? Oh, you saw that? What does that mean?
Yeah, so
Wait a minute.
So me and Rick we're friends. We friends. He reached out to me a while ago, but him and Draper know each other.
Okay.
And so every once in a while, Rick will call me and send me a track, and I wrote on that track, but I don't even remember when I did it. And then he wanted to shoot a video before I left to go on tour, but we didn't get a chance to do that. And then I just saw it pop up, and it said Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, D Wade is on the track.
Like,
Rick Ross, Adonis.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, D Wade's rapping. Yeah, it just came out yesterday. It just dropped last night, and it's called Season Ticket Holder.
Yeah. So I just figured that out last night.
So you just got so much music out there that you can drop
you
five.
You just gotta keep your head and just work. That's what I say. You just gotta put your head down, and you like something. You work with good artists, and you just work, and then you never know when it's gonna come out. You know. So.
Well, is there artists that you like a favorite that you particularly like to work with?
No, not really. I mean, D'Angelo's probably my favorite to work with. It's like my kindred spirit brother. You know what I mean? We never really work. It just happens.
Yeah, because
we never actually worked. We never worked. It just happens. He knows it, and I know it. We don't remember working on. We did Lady, we did Untitled, and I played on some records with him, and we never ever really worked. It just ends up being that. It happens really fast.
Is there somebody like in the new era that you
world,
would?
I would say, Solange would be one. That's pretty.
Yeah, that album was so major. Yeah.
I mean, I get a lot of phone calls from a lot of new artists. I've just been on the road for 2 months. So I think when I get back, I mean, my emails are lit up with people that want to work, new artists. A lot of new artists, LMA and people calling me about working with, different artists.
Do you listen to, like,
I
what do you
to
listen
all of
to?
them.
The new rap and
everything, trap, everybody. Roddy Ricch,
okay.
All those guys. I love Top Dog and Kendrick, the whole crew. And, I know all of them, Thundercat, and Kamasi, Jazz, I know everything I hear everything that comes out, and it's just always listening. Because I love music and I love beats. I love beats. I'm a bass player, so I was always drums and bass. I'm a drummer too.
Right.
So that's why I pretty much could blast with with anything that kind of happens because I love drums, I love beats, I love things that make people move. So it's always been my thing.
Are we going to see Tony?
Yeah,
tour?
We've been talking about they actually tour now.
I know,
right?
But
so, the real thing, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm the real thing.
I didn't want to say it.
We need the real thing, yeah.
Right.
The real thing. We definitely want to. We actually were doing a show for a radio station in Oakland. It was the 40-year anniversary of the Bay Area KBLX, and we were supposed to do that, but something happened with the promoters, and we didn't get a chance to do it. But we were rehearsed and everything. We had an hour show. It was amazing. So we saw what it would sound like, and we're trying to put it together. But we want it to be special. We don't want it to come out and be half-assed.
Yeah.
We don't want it to look like, I'm not really into doing the shows with 7 old groups. I'm not into that.
Right.
I would be into that if the promoters treated those groups better, because I feel like the groups in the 90s are really, really great.
Absolutely.
But I just feel like, I'm going to say this, as far as black people, the promoters don't treat those black groups the way white promoters treat white groups. They don't have any. I feel like black people get cheated out of production. When you guys go to a show, you basically can see 7-Eleven behind the band through the back window. There's no props, no
show.
It's no show. I just think we need to give them a better experience. Other than that, I wouldn't mind being on the show with 4 other groups. But they just don't actually treat them right. The only groups that I see that's doing it really good is Teddy Riley and Guy and Keith Sweat.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Other than that, pretty much everybody is low-hanging fruit. And I'm never going back to that. You don't see me. You won't catch me around it. And so with the Tonys, promoters do not call us for anything
hear that?
Like that. We're like, if we come back, we're going to come back. I'm not saying we need all the money in the world, but it needs to look right, feel right, and be treated right. Because I feel like the fans need to have this experience, because the fans is what got us here. I mean, we was touring off Little Walter, and we did the hard work. We did the radio stations, we did everything, and we've all pretty much did pretty good for ourselves. And me, I'm just not. Every time I see it, I'm pretty much sad when I go to a show and see like 7 groups and the way the promoters decide they're going to treat those bands. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So yes, when you see us, I want you to really see us, like in our element,
We miss you. So promoters, would you get your stage game together?
Get your game together.
Yes.
Get your
so
game.
We can get Tony, and then I'm just going to speak it. We're going to bring back Lucy Pearl and
yeah.
all on tour, same time. Lady Red hosting.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
So tonight he will be at the Vic, ladies and gentlemen. So please get out there. The Vic Theater, 3145 North Sheffield Avenue. Tickets probably sold out because we love this guy. And the Jimmy Lee album is out.
It's out now. Yes, out. You could find me on Instagram, Raphael _Saadiq, and I don't know what it is on Facebook. I don't look at Facebook. But it's probably just Raphael. That's terrible. I'm like, it's just Raphael Saadiq.
You don't
I can't
do
get caught up in
Facebook?
all of that. No. It's too much. Too much people from school.
Are you active on social media though? Do you
on IG? On IG, I'm on there a little too much.
Oh, okay. You get a lot of DMs. It's going down.
Yeah, I'm just always looking like I'm cracked out. Like, it's an addiction, It's like twisting your hair. You just always like. I don't like it that I look at it that much, but I understand that it's a necessary evil now with industry. But I can't wait until it changes, because it's going to change.
What do you think is going to change?
I think it's going to be great for our medium, for this. For people, we just can't keep going like this.
Right, but you enjoy it while it's going.
I enjoy having a direct message to the consumer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I have a video game company that I started
Right.
12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all about the digital domain. I know about all the media platforms way before they came out. So I just don't like how much that I'm waking up doing this. I mean, I don't think I breathe.
It's
first.
addicting.
I don't even think I breathe first.
It's
I think I
addicting.
wake up and just look at Instagram.
Yes, and I'm like that too. Like last night, you scrolling. Like I was literally doing something else, and then I got to scrolling, got so distracted. Next thing I know, I'm on the Instagram for about an hour.
It's because the scrolling never ends.
And then you screenshot.
It can never. It's infinite. It doesn't end.
What is the craziest things you've got in your DM?
Not really. I don't know. People seem like not to do really crazy things to me. I might get the regular message about somebody's homeless and my kid needs surgery. I get things like that, and then maybe sometime I get
Nobody trying
crazy
to
fan.
date you, like.
No, not really. I mean, people like to be funny. They say you've been my boyfriend since Lil
That's
Walter.
not funny. They really mean that.
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I don't really, because I guess I don't really see myself as I know I have some celebrity to me. You know, I get that.
What do you mean have?
No, because I really like to do. I come from a very humble background family. You know, my dad is. You know, my father has a 72. He passed 2 years ago, but he had a 72 Nova. Burgundy faded paint, and the whole car looked brand new inside, except where he sat.
Oh wow!
So, and he hang out in diners, and so I do the same thing. I go to diners. I'm always at the store. I'm always walking around, always talking to people. So I sort of diffused the whole celebrity thing early. Okay. I just jumped out. Like I would go to a bar and it'd be. I remember when I was Prime Ignite, and he had security everywhere at this club in Houston, and red ropes. He was behind there, and I just left and just went to the bar by myself, and everybody was going like, why don't you have...
What are you doing?
...security and bodyguards? I'm like, if you act like you don't need them and people just don't treat you regular. So me, my mom, in the beginning, I said, Mom, just act like nothing ever changed and this is how we're going to roll this out. And that's all I ever did. I just never bought into it. So when something happens, like some celebrity type of thing, I have to adjust. And then I have to calm people down. Like, no, I don't really get out like that. And I love music.
Right,
music has nothing to do with that.
Right.
So, you know, I stay low too. You know, they say if you just stand on the curb and you fall, it's not that much of a fall. If you on that skyscraper, that fall is a long way down. And I just never wanted to have nothing to do with that.
And we love that about you, the way you stay humble, the way you are, you know, approachable. That's way major. And speaking of approachable, we have to ask. So you're so busy. Do you have time to date?
Oh yeah, of course. That's I'm a regular man. Yeah, that comes with being a regular person. Yeah, time to date is. I fall in love at least about once every 2.5 months.
So are we in or out of love right now?
I'm a little out.
You're a little out?
I'm a little out, but I'll be back in.
Okay.
About 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's the best thing about it. I tell my friend that she just fell out. She said, "How you doing?" When I said, "Man, I fall in love at least once a month."
What about marriage? You ever want to get married?
I don't think so.
You don't?
I think I want to have everything that marriage has. I think I want to, I want one person. I want to build with somebody.
You just don't want the paper.
I just don't want the law. The law is wrong, especially in California. I feel like if you do everything as a team, and you know the only way you keep everything is if you stay together. Something about it's like the marriage thing just is tainted, and I think back in the day it was a great thing, and I think it's beautiful. But I think when there's you can have a ring, whatever, diamond, whatever you want, you can have it all. But I just felt like this is funny. My friends we always laugh about this. I say it's when you buy into like the whole. All my friends got married. You got all of them. All my friends been married twice now, and divorced.
Right.
So I'm like, if you just with somebody and it's not tainted and you guys have things, you build it. If there's no legal reason to leave, you work it out. You don't leave over small things. But if you like, I got to stay with this person like 6 more months and I can get half his shit. Half of mine is all. I'm not doing that.
Right,
no.
Right. And see, when I said that to people, they thought I was crazy for thinking like that.
No, see, marriage should be like a driver's license, right? If it was like that, I would do it. So,
what do you mean, like a
driver's license? So it expires, and then you both go to DMV, take a marriage test. If the personality
take a marriage test,
like a driver's test, and if the driver's test you don't pass, and you like our personality say we don't match.
Your license suspended.
Do you really want to work this out?
Revoked.
It's revoked. And then you just leave. You know what I say? Like, you know what? You can't drive no more. You're too old to drive.
And you know what? You don't want to get married and other women do, but I know that's not going to deter nobody from wanting to date you. But, I mean, it's logical thinking.
I say that and to be funny, but you know.
No, you serious about that.
I'm serious. I'm very SERIOUS. But it's girls that think the same way that I think.
And look, kids, blasphemy.
But I know where they got it from. I figured it out. It came from the British Empire. Everybody looks at the king and the queen, and they have this dream, but it's not real.
Cinderella story.
It's a Cinderella story. It's not really real.
And then in actuality, if marriage, technically, they just want that $50. You can technically say, hey, I wed thee and sign the contract. And I
just don't like how like a lawyer gets to, like, when you date and you court and you go out and you do all this stuff and then you marry and then at the end the lawyers get to come and participate. The government gets to come. No participation in the end. So if it's no participation, you and your spouse are going to work it out. If you believe in God and you believe that you guys can make it, you don't need the paper. God ain't had nothing to do with the paper.
And that's where we're going to leave it. And so now when
I'm in trouble.
This is where we're going to leave it.
I'm in trouble now. You got me in trouble in Chicago.
Please
I'm
do
in
not
trouble
go
now.
home and divorce your spouse because you done watched this live video and Raphael Saadiq is making so much sense.
God didn't have paper.
We are not responsible for any breakups that occur.
And God didn't even have rings.
They gonna be.
It's all made up.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm in trouble.
Do not, I repeat, do not send anything to Crawford Broadcasting when you go home and say, hey, Raphael Saadiq, baby, just go turn on the live.
Don't let it destroy the song Anniversary. Anniversaries for people who have anniversaries.
How you gonna write that and then you sit up here and
I'm a storyteller. I write stories. I believe in anniversaries.
Yeah,
like anniversaries
and you all that love making.
I love
all
love.
I ask of you.
When you kiss somebody, do you put paper in front of your lips? No.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. They say continued success
Those
to
all
you,
jokes.
Raphael. The
All
song,
jokes.
I'm Still a Great Man is also a great jam.
All jokes. Comedy. Watch my show on Netflix. It's comedy. It's all comedy.
I mean, you do it all. Man, I'm looking forward to that show tonight. And thank you so much for breaking up all the households. And then you
try it at home.
You did it
It's
at
all
the
jokes.
best time, though. Women are about to start leaving because it's income tax time. People got their tax check. Yeah. So here it goes. Raphael Saadiq. It takes a village. They say classic. Great storyteller. Please do not leave your significant other, okay?
Yes. Do not do that.
Those were jokes.
Those all jokes.
All right. So thank you so much, like I said, for coming on the show. Like, you're doing so many major things. And what do you have new coming up? Like, what do we have? What are we looking forward?
I'm going home in like maybe a week. I'm just go home and start working on some music. I'm working on Insecure again for next season.
Yes, Insecure. You've done all.
Yeah, I'm working on
the season.
50 Cent's new show. I think I'm scoring that show, and another show called Lovecraft I'm working on. So I'm just go home and just start working and just start making some music and maybe working on some stuff with the Tonys and just go see my mom and sit with my mom. I just can't wait to go sit with her and my sister.
Tell your mama what you said. Your mama know what you said.
Oh, she know. My mom always said, my mom says, she's so real. My mom like, you know you ain't shit right. That's my mom. I love you, but you ain't
sound like my mama.
I love you, but you ain't shit. But yes, I am. She know I am. I'm a good guy. Everybody knows that.
You a good guy.
I'm a gentleman. I still open doors.
It's just not
doors.
ready to settle down.
No, I'm ready to settle down. I'm way overdue.
Okay.
I'm ready to settle down. Just not settling down with the papers.
I heard
I'm
that.
a Taurus the bull. Terrible.
Ooh. Are you stubborn, like true to the sign?
I don't think I'm true to the sign, but my brother would tell you that I am. I think the bull helped me out in a different way. Because in my world, you have to be able to say no. You know what I mean? So, and not, go to the party, shake hands, but then you're able to leave.
Right.
That's how my Taurus helped me. Yeah. Other than I don't think I can reason with anybody, but we have to have some synergy, So, like I said, I'm a big faith in God. So I just really believe if we're all equally yoked, we can make decisions together.
Absolutely. You heard it right here. The legendary Raphael Saadiq. Can we get a little note or something? Can we get a little something for the people?
A note for the people. I think I said too much already in singing. It's too cold. I don't even have a voice right now. I don't even know if I can sing. I've sing so many songs for this show. I lost my voice for like 3 shows. It was the scariest thing ever.
Oh my God.
So it came back. That's why I said I'm not touring in the winter no more.
So
it's too early. I can't. I don't even think I can.
You can do it.
Let me see. What can I sing? I've been talking.
What you want to hear? They've been yelling out songs. We're gonna let IG. What do you want to hear?
The one you guys probably play now is.
We play everything.
Kissing you is not enough for me. You see, I'm a big boy, and big boys have desires. Making love is what I wanna do, but I need a true friend to make it come together.
Give me all your loving, and I'll do all the rubbing.
You won't wake up till 9:30 tonight.
You need any background?
Yeah.
I can get you anywhere. Yes, love.
Can't even sing the chorus. Yeah. You good. You sound great.
Whatever.
Great.
Thank you.
Right.
Sign me then. Sign me then.
You sign.
No
You
contract.
sign. No contract. We don't need a contract. Be like Prince. We don't need contracts.
He told you that?
Prince, you don't need contracts. Contracts are cons. Cons and attractions. That's what Prince said. We don't need a contract. It's a con.
All right. Thank you so much. They say you better sing now. We appreciate you. Share the video, you guys. Make sure you support Raphael Saadiq. The new Insecure, when it comes out, like the 1-2 soundtrack.
Yeah. Whatever.
Amazing.
Oh,
the song Mary J. Blige, Mudbound.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Like,
thank you. I appreciate it all.
The list of people you have worked with, crazy.
Yeah, well, I've been doing it now for 33 years. So if you've been around that long and you keep your head down and work and keep your nose clean, you know people call you because they just want to be around something solid. Like I said, I've been very lucky to work with really good people. Like really, a lot of good people call me, and then I tell people if you just show up, you never know what's gonna happen, and I always show up on time.
On time.
Thank you, guys.